Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who has all the scuttlebutt, Bill.
Hi, everybody. That's right. All of it.
Did you see The Little Mermaid? I know your kids were excited to see it.
I have not. I had a very busy week.
Busy week, okay. My wife went to see it.
Yeah.
With her mother. She did not take any of the children or myself.
No.
She said it was okay.
Yeah.
They some of the changes were good, some were not as appreciated. The worst part of it is they added a rap with Scuttle, who was voiced by Awkwafina in this version.
Okay.
The rap was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Is that how you say it? I feel like I butchered the last part.
Nope.
But you have to say it quick. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Nope, you said it wrong.
It's very bad. You can look it up. It's on Spotify and all that. People were saying that this is proof that nobody can tell this man no. Nobody's like, do you think maybe you can change? Maybe it's best not to. No. Whatever he says goes. So it is epically bad, but I always quote it now. It's like, how about the scuttlebutt? Speaking of Little Mermaid, McDonald's has Little Mermaid toys. Here's Ariel.
Yeah.
Or Aaron,
oh wow, look at that. Will. Yeah.
Here's Eric. We got two Happy Meals at the same time, and we got the two main ones, so that's pretty good. But I want to show you
Prince Derek, as he's called in my house, because
Prince Derek,
children. Prince Derek.
I want to show you a comparison between these and the past Marvel bobbleheads. Look at the size difference. Look at Batista just going down.
Is that Batista? I thought that was I thought that was Nebula for a second.
Right? They're all very
gracious.
Sort of
it's like
indistinguishable between each other. Yeah. These aren't the best. The Mermaid one's actually a little bit better because they're smaller, but they have a little fun. They all have a little, like, you roll them and they do a little thing.
Okay.
Side note, Batista here, Drax, I think he was supposed to be sculpted holding knives. Doesn't it look like he should have knives the way his hands are? Like, yeah. Because that's like a thing he does, right? He has his arms out with knives.
Right.
So that was
just makes him look like he's dancing at the end of the movie.
Friendly. Well, there you go. But I just feel I was just looking at this and I was like, I bet he was supposed to have knives. And
you can be friendly and hold knives.
Sure, you could be carving the turkey for Thanksgiving.
You could be.
Or something.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So that was good. I actually want to see. I've been listening to the soundtrack on Spotify, and it's got some bangers because they're just the original songs, just updated a little.
Right.
But they didn't change it too much, so it's still like this is good. This is good music.
So what I saw a clip from Under the Under the Sea song.
Yes.
And scene. And the one detractor I saw is when Sebastian goes over all the other sea creatures that play the musical instruments.
He's naming them off.
Yeah, he's just naming them off. There's no
they don't show
playing
them?
the flute. No.
They don't have the examples of what he's saying?
They're just legitimate fish doing their thing, and the only thing the blowfish does is blow up.
Oh, you mean that they're not holding instruments?
There's no instruments.
They went okay. So this is my problem with this, and I think we can all agree. They go too realistic with these.
Okay.
Like, think back to The Lion King.
Sure.
You got no emotion coming from those faces because an actual animal cannot emote. Like, that's not what an animal's face is intended to do.
Correct.
Yeah, Flounder, horrific looking. And then
just a fish.
He's just a fish, but he's like they picked like the skinniest, like creepiest,
terrifying
looking, like,
fish.
You couldn't put like a nice Nemo, like the actual what is it, lionfish or what is Nemo? He's something. Clownfish.
Clownfish, yes.
That's a big part of the story. He's a clownfish.
Yeah.
That's like a very friendly looking fish, very like more like round. They picked this really skinny looking. Someone said like, how can a fish look dehydrated when it's under the water? That's what Flounder looked like. Yeah. So they've decided to go very realistic for some reason. Nobody was asking for that. And yeah, if the fish aren't holding instruments, then what's the point? Why are you doing the song? What are you doing the song for? Come on.
I can't lay any other criticism of the movie itself other than that. The one piece that I did see, because I did not see it. But I have heard that it's okay. I've heard it's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
As far as the live action stuff goes.
Are there any live action, are there any animated Disney films left to translate into live action? There's Hunchback. What else is there? Like big time. I feel like Mermaid was like the last
time.
big one because they've done like or have they done Snow White?
They have not.
It's coming.
Done
Snow White is coming.
It's
they
on
did
the way.
Cinderella.
Okay.
They did Beauty and the Beast. They did Aladdin, Lion King.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Well,
it.
then they'll have to get to the direct-to-video sequels then.
That's
at
right,
that
the
point.
sequels. We want to see the sequels. These
We
sort
wanna
of
see
all feel
Return
like
of Jafar.
direct-to-video
Okay.
releases. Maybe just because for a while there, everything was popping up on Disney Plus, but
Sure.
they do sort of have that feel. What?
Aren't they doing Lilo and Stitch too?
Are they
Oh,
doing
yes.
Lilo and Stitch? I saw
They
saw
are.
people posting what Stitch looks like, but I was pretty sure that was fake because it just looked bad. Like it looked too much like a real animal.
They should have it look more in line with the original Alien Escape alien from the
Yes.
from
yes.
the ride,
Magic
the
Kingdom,
Lilo and
yeah.
Stitch ride.
Yeah.
Yes,
That'd be great.
that would be nice.
I'd like to see live action Toy Story.
Okay.
Why not, right? It's pretty much.
Why not?
I mean, Toy Story, because you don't really see the people a lot. If you take out the people scenes, it's pretty much what live action would look like because they'd have to
Yeah.
animate it. It wouldn't be like marionettes, or maybe that would be the challenge. Do it in stop motion. That's the only way we'll accept a Toy Story movie. Use the actual toys.
Oh,
There
sure.
was something else. What was there? I mean, they could start doing like the Pixar stuff, like The Incredibles and Bugs Life. That would be creepy.
Bugs Life would be weird.
What else is there? Because Lilo and Stitch is not. I don't consider that one of like the classics. That's like the newer stuff. You do a
Sure.
live action goofy movie.
Oh man.
What's that gonna be?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see anything past that Renaissance phase
Right. I think
where you
that's-
wind up with Hercules and the
Yeah.
Emperor's New Groove or
Tarzan.
all that stuff.
Like, you can't do
Tarzan.
It's like been done. That wouldn't be exciting at all.
Sure.
They're doing Moana though, so I feel like all bets are off. I mean,
Okay,
Moana
yeah.
came out like last year. Like, what are we doing? We're
At
remaking
this point,
things.
they need to start animating live action and go backwards. So we need to animate Star Wars and we need to animate the Marvel movies.
Oh, there you go. Well, I mean, they're
Do
kind of
something
doing
like
that. They
that.
do What
They
If.
are doing that with
I
What
feel
If,
like
yeah.
I feel like they do that. This just goes back to my point that an animated version is an animated adaptation of a live action is nowhere near as big a deal as the opposite. Like a live action adaptation of an animated something is a big deal, or at least it had been. Like the first Mario movie, we're like, oh my god, and then we saw it and we're like, oh my god. But like the idea that they were gonna cast humans and put them and make sets and stuff, that just seemed like a big deal. But now we kind of know better. But anyway, yeah. So lots of movies coming out. I mean, we're starting to get into the summer. So we're only people have started to see The Flash. They're getting like early previews to that. Our good friends Toy Scales offered me some preview tickets to see it down here in Florida. But that's improv night, so I can't make it. But so people are starting to see it. That comes out in the middle of this month. Into the Spider-Verse came out, I guess. When did Little Mermaid come out? Last week?
Last week.
So then Spider-Verse is new as of this past Friday.
Correct.
People raving about this movie. They love it. Although I did hear several reports that the audio mix is messed up and that the music is louder than the dialogue, so you can't actually understand. So that would suck. I in this household we use closed captions on everything.
Yeah.
So, and I know that is something you can get at the movies. They give you like the physical.
Yes.
It's like the virtual boy they put in front of
Right.
you. You can
Right.
see but like I just want it on the screen. Just give me that as an option. I don't need like I don't want to have to ask for a device. I just want it there.
I heard the runtime for that is something
It's
to
long.
be said for it. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
And spoiler alert, it's like the first part of multiple movies apparently.
Oh, wow.
Like it sets up the next something Spider-Verse. But I'm excited to see it. So excited, in fact, that I ordered the action figures, the Marvel Legends Wave from Entertainment
wow.
Earth, because
Okay.
that came in stock. So I was able to use my toy code pod, so I was able to use my coupon code TOYPOD at checkout to save 10%.
There you go.
Because I haven't seen those. I saw those in stores once, a complete set between multiple stores. So I've never seen a complete set in one store, except the Spot.
Right.
This one target near me just has like 9 of the spot. Nobody wants him.
He's so creepy looking.
He's
Can't
creepy.
get over
He's like
that.
sort of. He's got a weird body. Like, not to body
Yeah.
shame the animated character, but it's just like they tried to like he definitely. If I don't know if this happens in the movie where like he opens up, he like pulls up his shirt and like his gut rolls out. It seems like he's sort of like stuffed in a suit that's too small for his body.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
according
impression I
according to the preview, that's his skin. So he's just naked.
get. Oh, gross! Nobody
Yeah.
wants that.
No. So he's just
Nobody
buying
wants that.
naked characters now.
Is that
Marvel
how
Legends.
the character worked in the animated series?
I don't think so. I could have sworn it was a spandex suit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a spandex suit. Yeah.
Wait till the moms find out that it's a naked action figure.
Moms are gonna get mad. We'll get
Moms.
to that a little bit later.
Moms against Marvel Legends.
Moms against Marvel Mammal? Well, that kind of works.
That works.
While we're talking about Into the Spider-Verse, you were able to experience the Into the Spider-Verse Whopper at Burger King. I was
Yes.
very jealous, so I finally tracked down an operating Burger King. I went in, I filmed myself walking in so I could have evidence of this event.
Yep.
And I walk up to the counter, has the little digital display where all the Whoppers are going by. I see the Whopper, and I say to the person working the counter, I would like one Into the Spider-Verse Whopper. And he said, I'm sorry, we don't have the red buns.
Oh no.
And he's like, we could still make it, it just won't have the red bun. And at that point, I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just take
So
it.
you could just
And-
make me a Whopper? Okay.
He's just gonna make me whop. None of the containers had the Spider-Verse logo on it. Like, I saved my cup, but this is just the normal. It's just the Burger
So
King cup.
you're just continuing and perpetuating your belief that there's no functioning Burger Kings in your location and vicinity.
I mean, this just sort of proves the fact that even though they were open and serving food, they didn't have the required accoutrements to
Probably fell off
fulfill the
Burger King
promotions.
corporate's radar. They're just like, nah, don't
feel-
deal with those guys down there.
The whole state apparently is suffering. I want to know the story. I need to go behind the scenes of Burger King Florida and find out.
Yeah.
I walk in the door, it's like the kid from the Burger King Kids Club with the weird goggle.
Oh,
But he's
sure.
he's like 50 now or 60, and he's like, "What do you want from me?"
Do I have one of
got
him in my bag of
diabetes.
stuff? I don't think I do.
What's that?
I bought this grab bag of like Happy Meal toys a couple weeks back, and
you
here's
bought
one of the
trash.
Burger King kids. I bought someone else's trash, but it was,
someone else's trash.
it was loaded with old Happy Meal trash. So like, here's like a little Ski-Doo Burger King Kids Club kid.
Sure.
I think it was a squirt toy. Human Flash, just
Human Flash,
Torch.
yep.
Human Flash. I don't know if I want to see a Human Flash.
Well, you're talking about
At
the
this
spot.
point.
He's constantly flashing us. If
He
that's the
is.
case.
No, here's a saxophone playing Furby.
A Furby, a plastic Furby.
Now that's
Wow.
exciting. Is he
Jazzy
like? Oh,
Furby.
he's translucent.
Wow, that might be a chase.
On one side. Oh wait, his hat comes up. What's up with that?
You see his brains.
Does he squeak? He does.
Did you have a
He was
Furby?
electronic at some point. We had several.
Did you have
and then
the original Furby when it came out?
I had the
It was hard to
original
track
Furby.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when it was hard to track down, we had
Yeah.
them.
My siblings and I had them.
And then
And they were cool for about 10 seconds.
they were fun.
And,
I think my
there, like,
parents
a
bought a
current?
couple of them. There was a current
Yeah.
one. They swapped out the eyes for that weird LED technology.
Like they did with Teddy Ruxpin.
Correct.
Always a mistake. Always a mistake, toy
Yes.
companies. We need the real eyes. We need the real eyes. Don't give us
Yeah.
these LED billboards for eyes. Nobody wants that.
Right.
I just, at this point with AI, I feel like you could make a really good interactive toy like that. What was the movie? The Megan? That's
Megan?
basically the
Yeah.
plot of Megan. They made a really good interactive toy, and she decided to kill everyone. That's how.
Sure.
That's how good she was. She was like, humanity doesn't need to exist anymore.
Scary stuff.
That's our future.
But
I have been
warranted
using.
at this point, I feel, so it's okay.
I've been
You've
Photoshop
been having
released.
fun all week, yeah.
I know. Photoshop released a beta version of Photoshop that has AI built into it.
It's generative
literally,
AI.
Right, generative AI. Literally, all you do is draw a line with the lasso tool around whatever, and then you hit a button. You can enter a prompt or you can not. You can just, like, dealer's choice, whatever you want, and it just does stuff. So I took a picture of my Whopper from Burger King because I was like, well, if I want to show this, maybe I can Photoshop the bun to make it red. So I drew a line around the Whopper. I hit generate, and it changed the bun into different buns, and it gives you 3 options, and then you can have it do it again if you were. So I did it a few times, and eventually it gave me a bagel. And I'm like, stop right there. Stop right there. This is perfect.
That was fake. I had no idea.
Oh,
goodness.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Wow,
it looks good.
You fooled me good. I was like, that looks like a really good sandwich.
And then I also, on the tray, you can see the man eating a burger, a Whopper.
Yeah.
But his eyes are closed because he's enjoying the Whopper. I drew a line around his eyes, and I hit generate, and it made his eyes pop open. So if you look at the photo again, he's like looking at you.
That's startling. You also did something with our backgrounds to expand our
so we
studio
record
space.
Right, we record in 9:16, so it's like it's portrait for TikTok. That's how we record. But if we wanted to put this on YouTube, we'd have to expand that or flip it. So what I did is I made a 16:9 canvas, put us right in the center, our individual image, and then I drew a box around the side, and I said generate, and then Photoshop decided what the rest of our sets might look like based on what it can see. So it extended all of my shelves. It extended your wall of toys behind you.
Right.
And it's like, if you look at it, it's all gibberish. It's not like actual things.
I think
but
yours did a little bit better job.
Glance,
mine was kind of like all over the place. And you could kind of tell the cutoff on my arm where it had autofilled. Yeah.
So it gives you a few options. So like I could have kept going and going, but I was like, this is good enough. This gets the point across. But like, holy 2 clicks and it did that. This is powerful stuff. Powerful. So like I've been making images to put over our videos that I did an interview. I was a guest on the Coming Down the Aisle podcast. We talked about wrestling. At one point I was talking about Kenny Omega. So I was trying to find pictures of Kenny Omega to put over the video. And I found a lot of them, but they weren't the right dimensions. So what I did, I cropped it. I made it 9:16, and then I used the AI to fill in the rest, and it like gave him a lower body. It just like did all these things to make the image look better.
Wow.
And it looks good. Like if you don't examine it, and even if you do, it's kind of funny. Like I put some funny stuff in there.
Sure.
So just like lots of options, it just makes the workflow go much faster because you don't have to spend time like fixing little things. You just let AI
have to use that clone stamp or anything like that.
Don't have to use the clone stamp, and then you're like, I kind of don't love it.
Right.
It's very, very, very scary. But I love it. It's the best. I hope they don't take it away from us. McFarlane had some news this week. They extended their license with DC, so they're going to keep doing Batman toys and
very good.
Some other characters. They also, well, they didn't announce it, but we have leaks of photos of the second wave, the gold label wave of the Dark Knight figures. Yep. And so there's 3 figures in the set. I'm going to name 2 of them, and then you guess which character they chose as the third character. So there's Bane with a soft goods coat. So I think it's just the Build-A-Figure as his own figure, but a nice soft goods coat. Great.
Looks good.
The Joker, well, you're ruining it by saying you already saw it.
Sounds good.
That's fine. The joke was you were going to guess something realistic, and then we were going to say it's that translucent Joker.
I still don't know what you're talking about. Sounds good.
So the second figure was Bank Robber Joker, which is good. This is like when the trailer came out, that was our first look at the Joker.
Sure.
I have the Hot Toys version. That was the thing that my wife gave me when we were dating that made me want to marry her. And then a third figure of the whole series of Dark Knight movies. What do you think they chose as the third figure?
It's got to be a Batman.
It's got to be a Batman.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Scarecrow in his like civilian clothes.
Or in like a
An
suit.
Alfred, maybe?
Sure. An Alfred would be nice.
Could be the kid from Third Rock from the Sun, just
Oh,
of Gordon Levitt.
Yep,
Could be
Robin.
maybe a female character. We don't have any female
We don't
representation.
have. Okay, yeah, could have been
Yeah.
Catwoman.
So who do you think it is? Who do you think it is?
I would have to say it would be billionaire recluse Bruce Wayne with Kane.
Oh damn! Now I'm sad because I would actually love
That
like
would
a
be
Bruce-
nice.
a Bale. What's his name? Christian Bale. I love like a good Christian Bale. Although he never did he wear like the suit, like the traditional, like I think of like Bruce from the Batman animated series where he had like the black suit with the red tie. Did Bruce ever wear like that traditional suit in the Nolan movies?
Yeah, I mean, he did when he went out on dates.
He did. Okay, I just like I'm
Yeah.
trying to picture. And I like can't think that he wore.
In the
That.
in the second movie, he was prominent and dressed up.
Well, that's a
Okay.
good guess, but the actual answer is Sonar Joker.
Sonar
is-
Joker.
Which I can't even really place. There was a time where the Batman was looking through like sonar
Yeah.
and he saw the Joker, and the Joker appeared like, you know, like in the Predator, except not just like
Right.
like Jello flavored Joker.
Yeah, I mean,
The
that
spear-
was
you
towards
said like
the-
it's a speared. Yeah.
Yes, Force Ghost Joker.
Force
I called it.
Ghost Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's towards the end of the movie where he's just they're kind of like laying out the framework of how Joker, or I think who is it? It's Lucius Fox is working behind the scenes at that has sonar landscape that he doesn't care for because Bruce Wayne
Oh,
took his
right.
technology and was like, I've used it for this, and he's like, no one person should have this much power.
He leaves. He quits.
Yeah, he's like, no,
So
here's
it's
a
not
kill
even like-
switch for it.
It doesn't even represent an actual thing. It's like Max Steel, where he could like see what was
Right.
going to happen. Well,
Right.
that's even worse. What a terrible choice. Like there
No,
was
I
no
feel
other
like-
version of the Joker. You couldn't do like, was he bloody at one point? Like something. That's such a terrible version.
Do Gotham PD escape Joker.
There you go. Maybe
With
that'll
just
get.
the vest.
Maybe they're gonna do like Maybe they're gonna do like a real second set. That's not.
This
Gold
is
label. They're
probably
gonna do
this
some
is
other
probably
ones.
just like a holdover. Like, you know, we've got bank robber Joker. He might share parts with
Yeah.
Two-Face, and then we got Bane.
Right.
Let's just put
Scarecrow.
some.
Even he's got a suit on under that.
Yeah, so let's just put
okay,
let's put a soft
okay.
goods coat over Bane, and then there's
you go.
Joker. Let's just make him invisible in blue. They'll buy it.
They'll buy it. You know,
At least we're not making more Batman.
I know. There's only one Batman in this whole set. That's
Get
crazy.
a pass on that one.
That's
There's
crazy
no
talk.
Batman.
Speaking of Batman, I saw the new set this today. It has Hush Batman,
Okay.
Batman, and I had to grab it. I actually have it right here.
Let me see it. Is it with the
It's
blue
a
cowl?
nice- He's nice.
Oh
nice
yeah,
and
that is a
blue.
good one.
Yeah.
I remember
That is
when
a
the
nice Batman.
DC Collect or the Collect DC, whatever that was, put
Yeah,
out
yeah,
the
yeah.
first
Yeah, yeah.
the first
Yep.
Hush figures, and that was a really good looking Batman.
Came with a stand that was like
Yeah.
die cut. Yeah, that I still have that. He had like interchangeable arms because it was like from the glove down, and
Sure.
one had like the bat grapnel or grappling
Right.
hook or whatever.
Yes.
So I'm excited to open that. Then there's that other blue Batman that they've been showing photos of. I don't know what that's based off of, but it also looks very good. So, and for as much as we give McFarlane shit about making too many Batman figures, they're making some good ones.
Right.
So
Here and there, you
if
get
you-
some
if-
decent ones.
you get some decent ones in between Batman wearing like a wolf skin or whatever version, which
Yeah.
I think is also in this set, some weird Elseworlds version.
Well,
of
that was
Batman.
like those Those are the what are they calling those? Those comic book page punchers, because they got away from
that's-
making those tiny page
Yeah.
punchers, and then they're like, nah, let's just make them the same scale as the main line.
Well,
Those
they
went
still
back
have
to
the tiny ones.
Do they really? Well, the
Yep,
larger
I saw a whole
ones,
end cap of them.
the larger ones went back to 100% plastic packaging, like Marvel Legends style Toy Biz packaging,
like a
where it's all
clamshell?
plastic. It's all plastic.
Nice. The way it should be.
And that's how you prevent
It's
figure
gotta be.
swapping. Just make,
Yes, that's how you-
it's all
Yep,
there,
yep.
and you
That's
really
right.
have to attack it with a sharp object in order to open it.
Yeah, that's true. Figure swapping was not a problem for Marvel Legends. when Toy Biz was doing it.
Never.
Because it was fully enclosed. You had to literally
Yeah.
take a knife and slice into it to get the figure out.
Right. There's no coming back after that. Once it was done,
We got to go back to that. That's what we need. They probably
get there.
lose more money from fig swapping than from what it costs to put the plastic in it. Last week I forgot to mention this last week. I got the cowled Michael Keaton Batman from The Flash.
Oh wow! Look at you, just got everything. I
got
feel
a
like
lot of stuff this week. And last
I
week,
feel like I am part of this podcast where I don't get much, or the stuff that I do get, I don't show it off. So
I also got this guy, Indiana Jones. Club
I
51.
did pick him up. Yep.
Now, I don't know why I bought this because I'm not collecting this. I've never seen this movie, and this is like the stupidest figure. But there is
You
something
bought it
about
for the suit. You bought it for the
I
suit.
did. I like tuxedo. Like I was talking about Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like I like figures. I like dapper figures.
You're just gonna
So-
pop the head off of that and put your head on it. I know you are.
You're right.
That's why you bought it.
I'm gonna do that. I am 100% gonna do that now. Yeah. I was like shaking it. I was like, is it in there?
My kid really got into the Lightyear figures.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you go on Amazon now, they're all like $3, as they should be.
They should be finally.
But they had like second wave stuff, and they haven't come in yet. But like more of Buzz in like the various flight suits he wore over the course of all of his missions,
Yeah.
and then a couple of like the grunts and the enforcer soldiers or whatever they were for the.
These are the 4-inch ones.
They are, and they're like $3, and it was like, well, you can't argue with that. But then there was so I got the mini vehicles for $5 at Walmart. It was part of that big issue I had when Walmart
Right, where
was
they
checking
thought
my
you were
receipts.
stealing. Yeah.
So they made Zurg ship in that scale, and I don't know if it was an Amazon exclusive, but here's the funny thing. This is hilarious. So Amazon, and I was just digging through last night, had two options. And it was manufacturer's packaging or easy opening packaging.
Right.
The So this ship is probably about, I would say, the way it's set up is at least, I'd say 14 inches long. So and it was marked down, but the manufacturer's packaging had it listed for $21. And then the easy open Amazon packaging had it listed for $7.
Well, that's a big difference.
It was. I haven't gotten it
What'd
yet.
you go
so
for?
I went for the
for
7. I
easy
don't
open?
care. Easy open.
That's, I guess, easy open. Yeah.
Get that damn
It's
thing in
gonna
my
fall out of
hands.
the box. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. I think we're going to see those figures at Dollar Tree. They just
You'll
make
see
so
them
many.
everywhere. Yeah,
Sold
Ollie's, Dollar Tree.
So few. Yeah, I think they're going to bypass Ollie's and go right to Dollar Tree because they must have like boats, literal shipping containers full of them. Just like, what are we gonna do?
Oh,
this
of
movie
course.
did not work. I don't know. They thought this movie was gonna be friggin' second coming of Star Wars. The way
They did.
made merchandise for it.
So
Yikes.
you mentioned our rivals, Toy Scales, because I will not refer to them as friends ever again in my life.
No, God
But
forbid
you mentioned
call
our
them friends
rivals. They had posted a video with they went to a visit to Ollie's, which then had me thinking because I didn't recognize the storefront that they walked into. It kind of had a Toys R Us looking feel to it. Kind of had almost like a Bed Bath. So now I'm hoping that Ollie's might spring up in other locales to occupy those Bed Bath and Beyond spaces, thus making it a lot easier for me to travel to Ollie's as opposed to taking the 45-minute to an hour-long city trip it takes just to be disappointed. So
Ollie's is sort of like Spirit Halloween in that it has to wait for another store to die.
Yes.
And then it crawls inside it. And becomes
Right.
Ollie's. Some people, as you inferred, have former or the husk of Toys R Us became an Ollie's.
Yeah.
Which I probably would have mixed feelings about. But Ollie's is so cheap that they never like update the interior. So you would
Sure.
still see the rainbow stuff everywhere. There's probably
Yeah.
still like Jeffrey heads on the wall.
I think someone posted a photo of the tiles. Had the
Yes.
Toys R Us
Oh,
tiles
yeah.
on the ground of the
I
Ollie's.
would like that. Because all
You
of
saw
the
the
former
carts?
Toys R Us stores are like, they've remodeled them beyond
Right.
beyond what you can recognize Toys R Us anymore. Like
Yeah.
the footprint is gone. It's gone. Just have to go to Macy's to get your hit. It's not the same. It's not the same. Talking about all the things I picked up this week, I had been waiting for this to go on clearance. This is the Avatar McFarlane line. Big boy. Look at this big guy.
Yeah.
It finally is on clearance. It was like originally 25 down to like 17. I'm like, fine. So last one left. I want to see what it's like because it's so big. It just like seems like it would be a fun thing to have. And maybe it glows in the dark, judging from this photo. I'm not actually sure what the deal is with that. I never saw the movie. I don't know who this guy is or girl. Probably a guy.
I think that's the chief for that water tribe, I believe.
Oh, so that's a different tribe we didn't see in the first movie.
Correct.
Okay, well that makes sense. So last week, we talked about a few things and we got some comments on it. And one of the things that we talked about was that people said they're going to boycott Target because of the Target Pride display. People were going into Target and literally destroying the Target displays, the Pride displays in Target.
Sure.
And we talked about how that's like ridiculous. Like you're only hurting. You mean you're just looking like an idiot and you're hurting the people who work at Target. Like, why do they have to put up with this? And then we had some people being like, well, you what about the looting, all the looting at Targets? And like, why didn't you talk about that? It's like, oh, do you need me to clarify that looting is bad? Like, oh, do we need to both sides this? Like, okay, yeah, let me go on the record as saying, yeah, please don't loot Target. That's not better. Like that's not anyone. Like that. Like I'm not like, well, that's fine. As long as the Pride display is there, you can loot. No, what are you talking about? We shouldn't have to call that out. Of course, looting is bad. You look at it, it's bad. The reason we had to talk about the Pride stuff is because people, like very few people, but still people were contacting Target, and Target at management level are making decisions based on these few loud voices, and worst case, they got rid of the Pride display altogether. Most cases, they moved it towards the back of the store, which is not good. You're not going to find it back there. The whole point is it's Pride Month. We're going to have it up in the front. You need to see it. It's not a comfortable conversation for everyone, but that's kind of the point. And there are people who call themselves allies, and it's like, it's not supposed to be a comfortable thing to be an ally. The whole point is you are living your life not feeling the adversity that the people you're supporting feel. So when there are opportunities for you to feel a little bit of that pushback, you have to embrace that. So that's what we're doing here. We're embracing the pushback. So, but it got me thinking. So now we live in this current climate where, at least I do here in Florida, where we have bathroom bans, which means if you are transgender, which means you were born male but identify as female or vice versa, you cannot, there are laws now. There was a law passed that says you cannot go and use the restroom in public that you identify with. So if you were born a man but you present as a female, as a woman, you want to use the woman's bathroom, but this law says no, you can't do that. And the law is basically empowering people to call the police on people if they see them going into the bathroom. So what are the
police going to do? Are the police going to spray them down with a fire hose? What the hell? What the fuck?
I don't think anybody's thought it through all the way, and that's not the point. Like there's no need for anyone to be protected. Yeah. They just want to cause a ruckus and make the people that feel uncomfortable feel like this is a safety blanket to them. But it's only thing it's doing is causing more strife for people that already have a lot to deal with. So it just made me think, going down this road, okay, we've banned transgender people from using the bathroom that they identify with. And a lot of this is under the guise of, well, we're protecting the children because you don't want a man in the woman's room with young girls. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. I mean, you're just assuming the worst, but fine. So let's travel down that rabbit hole a little bit. So that's done. Let's say that law is done. It's not a good talking point for politicians anymore. So they got to find the next thing. What's the next thing that they can get people riled up about? How far down the line do we go before adults are banned from the toy aisle unless accompanied by a child. Think about that. Do you ever see older men in the toy aisle by themselves? Yeah, I see it anytime I look in a mirror.
Yeah,
that's our whole thing. We're older men in the toy aisle without a child a lot of the time. So if, let's say, somebody walks by, sees us, I'm concerned about what you're doing here.
Right.
Maybe you're buying toys to try to entice children into your unmarked van. I'm going to call the police. Police, there's a man buying toys. He doesn't have a child. Throw him in jail. How far away from that reality are we?
I would say not very far, given the current climate.
It's a thing.
I'd say we're close.
All it takes is one nut job to suggest this, or some instance, have footage, create footage, use AI to create an image that gets shared on these websites. They get shared on these cable networks.
There's so much being filmed right now anyway.
Right. Yeah. We have people doing toy hunts. They got their cameras out in the toy aisle. Are you filming children? Are you filming children?
Are you casing the aisle? Are you following my child? Yeah.
Exactly. So how far away are we from, how did you describe it? We're going to have aisles locked down.
Right. I postulated that we would barricade off vis-a-vis like Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
Like there would be a single entrance to the toy aisle. And you'd have to be admitted if you had a child under the age of like 13. Mm-hmm. And that is the only way that you would be able to get in.
I don't think I don't think you need too much of a slippery slope to get to this point. If we're banning one thing just because there are a few people who think something, whether it's true or not, they think something, and then corporates like, well, I don't want to, or we have politicians who are like, oh, this is good. This will make me look good in the eyes of voters.
Yeah.
It's not going to take much. So before you look the other way and say like, this doesn't apply to me. It might. It doesn't. If nobody pushes back on this one thing, we're going to get to the next thing. And how many blocks are there between right now and you not being comfortable going to the toy aisle by yourself because people are going to call the police on you?
Sure. Who are they going to come after next?
Who are they going to come after next? Exactly. First they came for the books, and I said nothing. Because I'm not a reader, but I like my toys. Please don't come for me. But that's why we can't just let things like book bans and bathroom bans and, shutting down drag shows. We can't just let that happen. We have to say, why are you doing this? Yeah. What is the rationale? This has existed forever. What changed? What data do you have that suggests that this is harmful to children? Because I have a lot of data on what's harmful to children, and that doesn't seem to be getting addressed at all. And I think you know what I'm talking about. Oh, we don't want to go there. We can't go there, especially on TikTok. We'll get shut down.
No. Right.
But TikTok had a lot of trouble this weekend where our videos got like 100 views. So maybe we're going to have to start that transition fully to Instagram or something. I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny money's drying up.
Oh my God. It's not even anything. Because all of our viewers are from the Philippines. This is a thing. So if you are if you're part of the TikTok creativity program beta
right,
or whatever it is, you get paid per what they're calling as like RPM or miles per. It's like some term they have, and we're not really sure what makes up like one unit of that. But it's like views are important, and apparently where the views are coming from globally. So if the views are coming from the US, you're golden. If they're coming from Australia, the Philippines, Mexico, Canada, those views are not worth anything. So you may have a video with like 10,000, 100,000 views, but if they're not American viewers, you ain't getting.
You don't get diddly. Yeah,
but we still,
there's so much to it too. It's like your video has to reach. It has to be a minute long. It has to
at
hit
least
a
a minute
minimum
long,
1,000 views, and they have to be like
you've looked into
legitimate.
this.
Yeah, they have to be legitimate views. They have to last longer than 5 seconds, and then they start counting towards it. So yeah, you could have a 5,000 viewed video with 5,000 views, but some of those views might just be like 2 seconds, like someone flipping through. It doesn't count.
Yeah, doesn't count. It counts as a view, so it looks good for your viewership. But like, if you want to get paid for it, not so much. But we don't do it for the money because there's not enough money. If there's ever enough money, we'll start doing it for the money. But the money's not there yet. But yeah, so if you've noticed that our content on TikTok has gotten longer, which is something some people have actually been requesting for a long time. So there you go.
Yeah.
You sort of when you work with these online platforms, you kind of have to do what they're pushing at the moment. So in the beginning, shorter was better because you could get more views. Now over a minute because they want to TikTok wants to they want the content original to them. They don't want you to be able to repurpose it for YouTube Shorts.
And we actually you got one that was we got one this week that was disqualified from the program.
Because it was the Batman video, because I spliced in footage from the Batman toy commercials because I thought that was important to show what we were talking about. But it was viewed as not original enough because of all this, pre-existing content, which is fine. Most of the stuff we post is original because it's just Bill and I talking. But like, I like to have a visual representation of what we're talking about when possible. Yeah, people are always asking that, or what they'll say is like, thanks for not showing what you're talking about again.
Yeah, of
course. We get that sometimes.
You're welcome.
So I'm doing my best. So let me get off of my soapbox now because while we're talking about stuff like this is actually a pretty good segue to talking about the Four Horsemen, because they have a line.
Yep. Let
me see if I can find. I had a tab here that had some information on them.
Well, it's the Mythic Legions line. First of all.
Okay, so explain what the Mythic Legions are.
Now so that's the problem. I don't know if the Mythic Legions falls under. They have like the fantasy, like the animals dressed up as like soldiers, like historical like soldiers, like in armor, or if it's legitimate like characters. I'm pretty sure it's like animals, like humanoid style animals in costume.
Is this the line that we got the Santa and not Santa from?
I think maybe.
Okay. So this line is Mythic Legions All-Stars Wave 6, and it includes a horse. So last week we were talking about Ninja Turtles 3. The NECA's doing those figures, and I'm like, okay, I'd love to have like a good horse. So Four Horsemen, they're putting out an actual horse. So here's the problem. Here, what they did is they showed all the figures you can buy. You can buy it like in a big bundle, and they showed the horse. And we'll put the picture here. The horse is basically a Birth of a Nation horse. He's got the white hood. He's got all the white with the red trim, and then he's got the crosses. And I'm like, okay, this is straight up like Klansman. Like, there's no two ways about it. If you look at the cover of that book, that's what that horse looks like. So they've announced
beneath all the robes and fabric, it's probably a good looking horse. But
it's probably, we know what the horse looks like because they've released an updated version. You're not going to be able to get the Splash Mountain version here. The Friar Rabbit. What is it? Rabbit? What is it?
Brer Rabbit.
Brer Rabbit. Yes. You're not going to get this.
You're not going to get Songs of the South horse.
Right. No Songs of the South horse. Yeah. So they have an updated look at the horse, and I actually, they removed the hood. Now he's got like scales on it, which is
he's got armored scales, which I think they need to do a little bit better job on those, just because they look.
I was gonna say
too plastic.
This looks like a rush job just to get it. Yeah. I think like they didn't even color it. They just wanted to be like, whoa, we're not selling that. We still need you to do the pre-orders, but we're no. So they have a new version. It's like a bird with a sword. Like, it's fine. More detailed design, great, but they definitely need to fix the head stuff. But it's just so funny. Like, nobody along the way caught that maybe this looks a little exactly like something that definitely should not be produced as a toy.
Right.
Like, nobody really. So I don't know what the solution there is. You got to run everything through somebody who's smart and be like, that looks a lot like something you definitely don't want your toy to look like.
You need generative AI, and you put the photo up and then type in, is it racist? And then
is it racist? Yeah.
AI will come back
like
and be
image
like, maybe?
reverse image search.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think there's like a late night host that does, is it racist?
Yeah.
And this would definitely be racist. Yeah, this would definitely qualify. But the fixed version, the not racist version, is available for pre-order. So hop on fourhorsemen.com probably and order that. I'm going to tell this story because we're in this zone right now. I took my wife and I took our two boys to get their haircut today, and the little one, 18 months, he had his first haircut. It was very adorable. The second one, the older one, 6 years old, he went next and he got his haircut. When he was done, he was stepping down off the chair. You know how the chairs have like that leg support part that's like just a bar.
Yep.
Yeah. So he didn't put his foot on it. He put it below and he tripped. He fell. And I was like, he was fine. He was immediately fine. But I was like, oh, we got a regular Joe Biden over here. Because famously, Joe Biden had a little spill. He tripped over a sandbag, which we can talk about conspiracies there. Like, who puts a sandbag where the president is going to walk? That's a little strange. Anyway.
Was that this week? This past week?
That just happened this past week, yeah. So
I
was like, yes, exactly. So I was like, oh, regular Joe Biden. Not, like it's a cute joke.
Of course.
Like, I'm not trying to be like that ass. Like, if it was the roles were reversed and this was a couple of years ago, it wouldn't have been like if my kid said something really racist, I wouldn't have been like, oh, regular Donald Trump over here.
Yeah.
No, this was a cute little joke. There was a dad across the way. His kid was getting a haircut. He laughed so loud and he like cheered at my joke. He's like, yeah, got him. We got him. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I'll like, I'm hearing the Curb Your Enthusiasm music in my head. I'm like, what have I got? I don't want to present this version of myself. This is not who I am. So I'm walking out. The dad comes at me. I'm like, what's going to happen now? This guy.
Oh, wow.
Too. He taps me on the shoulder. He's like, did you hear the president is in the hospital? And I'm like, well, I know this isn't true, but I don't want you to kill me. So I'm just going to be like, oh no, what's wrong? And he says, yeah, he couldn't stop Putin. Okay. Wow.
Should have been like,
cool.
Let's go, Brandon, and then like walked out the door.
I really just wanted to get out of there, but yeah, right. I really should have leaned into it. I should have leaned into it.
You gotta go back. It's like George Costanza and the shrimp joke. It's like, oh, I wish I should have said that.
The jerk store's calling.
Yeah,
they're running out of you.
They're running out. Well, I slept with your wife. I had sex with your wife, whatever he says.
I had sex with your wife.
His wife's in a coma.
It's a small town, though. I don't need that. But yeah, I don't know. He's gonna go home. They're gonna have like their weekly meeting, and they're gonna look at their Four Horsemen horse, and they're gonna call. Hey, I found a new one. We should follow him and have him come and join us.
I heard he's got a podcast.
I heard he's got a podcast. We can spread the word.
He's casually on TikTok, and he's like, "That's the guy.
That's the guy."
Wait
a minute. Pride. Uh-oh. I was wrong. I shouldn't have nominated him for Racist of the Year. Damn it.
Yeah. Let's go loot his house. Let's go.
Let's go loot his house. Let's see how much pride stuff he has.
Yeah.
So that wasn't great. So be careful what you say.
I thank you for sharing that story with me earlier because I really enjoyed retelling it to some of my close family and friends because I was like, you won't believe what happened.
What is it you said? If that happened in Massachusetts, what would be the response?
If I were there and I said a regular Joe Biden, someone would say, "Oh, I know, that's so sad," and then they probably would have given me the number for a hotline for managing my own pain because that's how Massachusetts acts.
They're very supportive, much more so than down here in Florida. Yeah, that was very funny to me. The juxtaposition of that.
It's funny what distance makes,
right? Yeah. Usually I feel like I'm in a little bit of a bubble here in Central Florida.
Sure.
Stay away from the Panhandle and down south and anything by the water.
Yeah.
It's always tricky. If you're by the water, any ocean towns, stay away. It's great to visit. No, don't spend too long there. But yeah, you never know. Could be anywhere. Hasbro finally showed off in person pictures of their Spider-Man 3-pack from No Way Home.
Okay.
They look like Spider-Mans. There's just this is like $100 for this 3-pack, and you don't get the human portraits. There's no alternate heads in the set.
Oh wow.
And like, are you kidding me that they're not gonna single card these and put those portraits on there? Are you kidding me?
At some point, yeah, they will.
I mean,
of course they will.
Really? Are you really trying to double dip this hard, Hasbro?
Honestly, I've given up on Hasbro. Like, I won't even buy Vintage Collection, which, looking behind me, it seems like that's all I buy. Like, I'm afraid to buy it at this point. Well, the
classified figures.
Oh yeah, I do buy those, but like
that's okay. So you're gonna buy some. Did you see the new pictures?
I'm a little
this week?
leery. Yes, of course. I they have enough sales, and the stuff like pops up, and it's not scarce anymore. Like, a lot of these were hard to find when they were hard to find, but now, no one's I don't want to pay $17 for one of these figures brand new.
No, and you see that because they're hanging around.
They are.
When's the last time before this year you saw so many Boba Fett's on the peg? Nobody's buying that prototype Boba Fett. He's hanging.
Is he?
Or is that him. Mando? Which one is it right now?
Oh, the prototype Mando. I haven't seen I haven't seen the vintage colored Boba Fett
right.
in store.
Well, that's what everybody was like posting.
$23. Yeah, I haven't seen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The 4-inch figure, $23.
Yeah, no thanks.
Get out of here. You get straight out of here. Something's gonna happen. Either it's just not going to be profitable to make these toys because they can't make them cheaper, or they're going to have to bite the bullet and find a way to make them cheaper because you can't. It's not working. They're all going to clearance. People aren't buying it.
We talked about how complicated Transformers were a couple weeks ago to transform. I had found that what is it, the universe or whatever, the Megatron, the Dragon Megatron from Beast Wars.
Oh yeah.
That damn figure is so easy to transform. It's not funny.
Is it?
It's wild how easy it is to transform. So I might retract. I mean, of course, the instruction, it's not a booklet, and I think they could save a lot of time if they just made it a booklet like Lego instead of like a roadmap like it currently is.
Oh, it all folds out. Yeah.
Right, and then you're like, how do I fold this back? I better just memorize how I should transform it. But very easy to transform.
Wasn't the point that the toys are very easy now? Like, Hasbro made them very easy now,
Did
but
they?
when we were kids, they were hard. Yeah, you're proving the point that they're easier to transform now.
I mean, I've had some of these Beast Wars ones be very complicated, but yeah, I guess.
Recent ones?
Yeah. Like, there's some I won't even touch because they just seem difficult to transform.
Did you have the original version of that Megatron?
My brother did. My brother collected the Beast Wars stuff, so
that was an awesome figure because
it's a great figure.
Like, pulled back his scales and his mouth opened, or like his tail whipped, and it was like there's some sort of animation in him. Yeah, that was a great figure. I don't think that one was actually particularly difficult to transform.
No,
because there wasn't that much to it. I mean, there was enough like space to hide like in the belly, and then like his rib cage closed around all of it. This one
does a very good job of hiding the kibble, as it were, on both ends of the transforming spectrum, which is good. But
what is the point of this figure? Is it just supposed to be like an updated version of that original figure, or is it based on like, is he in the comic now? Like, is there a new media with him?
I don't think there's a new media. I think it was just a continuation of the Beast Wars style, which I think for 2023, the only ones, there's only the Leo Convoy that's coming out or is out, but they're taking a back seat for the Beast Wars stuff. They're going to bring it. I think it's called Transformers Universe. That's what it is. So it's just like a culmination of all the different Transformer universes that we've come through so far. So you might have one from G1, you might have one from the animated, then you might have one from Beast Wars. But 2024, they did leak some new info. We're getting Silverbolt.
Oh,
which is exciting. Because
hope it's not the Beast Machines version.
Oh, sure, right? Oh, jeez.
Although, actually, we never got like a proper version of that character
did not.
in toy form.
We got a weird. He was weird as hell. That figure, that Beast Machines figure. that
It's very
translucent
bizarre.
blue.
Yeah.
And his arms
Yeah.
were like that weird, like they didn't have like a claw transformation, so it was just like his hands were like this, like look at me, I'm silver
Don't
bullet.
look at me. Look away.
Look away.
Yeah, but that was a fun like update to that character because he was like
Yeah.
samurai haircut, even though
Right.
he's made of robot. He's made of robot. He doesn't have hair, but they gave him that like the pony.
There's one other
that's
as
fun.
well. I forget what it is, but should be good.
Yeah,
I'd love to
Do you
see
have a
Depth
Ross?
Charge. Do I have
Yeah,
a
I love
Ross?
that guy.
No, Ross
He's
doesn't
too
come up
big.
that far. Depth
Okay,
Charge.
I was gonna say Ross is the place to be. They're getting all of these toys that I guess didn't sell well originally at Target and
Yeah.
Walmart. AEW figures $5. We talked about the Batcaves last week. I walked in there this week. They had the Batcave from the Batman, which is like the staircase, and then it comes with
Okay.
Batman, a motorcycle, penguin,
Oh yes.
like desks
Right.
with the computer, and then like a Batman gauntlet or something being worked on. I was looking, I saw it, and I was like, I always kind of wanted it, but like I don't. It was never like super expensive, but in my head,
No.
I'm like, all right, if it's like $20, I'll get it, and it was $20, so I got it.
Wow,
So,
you're just getting
I'm looking
everything.
forward to like, having some time to put. I know I got so much stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You have a backlog.
Please watch
It's
our
tough.
videos. I need some money.
Yeah.
The what?
So you have a backlog of things to open, like I'm at, and it's,
I do.
It's
And I want to start
hard.
doing reviews. So I haven't opened anything because I need that mint in box shot. So I'm just like sitting on all this packaged stuff until I can have time to figure out how I want to do some reviews. Because there's some people on here that have just reviews like of toys.
Yeah.
And that seems to be like who gets a lot of follows. Like people
a
really
lot
like
of
seeing
fun.
toy reviews.
People like
Yeah.
seeing toys because they don't. I mean, that's the same
Yeah.
reason why those videos with the kids playing with the toys get so many views, because it's like, well, I don't have to buy the toy for my kid. If I don't have to, you could just watch another kid play with it, and it keeps them engaged. And then maybe
Yeah.
if they're good, they'll buy the toy. But
So basically we're creating NFTs. Like you don't have to buy a
Correct.
physical thing.
yeah, and of course,
We're creating.
Just
We're just
save it.
digipets. We're just
Yeah.
Tamagotchi for you. Yeah, that's
right.
fine. I'm fine with
Real
that.
quick, because I didn't get
Yeah.
to talk about it, and I've been wanting to talk about it. Speaking of play sets, we had a townwide yard sale 2 weeks ago at this point. And I don't know how you guys do yard sales down there. Here, it's a lot of fun. You have a map. You can
Yeah, that's
enter
crazy.
in. They kind of give you a lowdown, like a rundown of what's at each yard sale. So whether it's collectibles or toys, and then you get to like
I love that.
differentiate like based off of you like to like play like a little bit of like gambling almost. Like it says toys, but it also says like 3-year-old clothes. So you're like, well, what kind of toys are there?
Right.
One of these yard sales wasn't listed on it. They had run it the day before, and it had vintage toys, which
Ooh.
photos. I shared photos
ding,
because I
ding.
missed it. I missed the original post, and I didn't catch it until after work, so I sent it to you. They had vintage Masters of the Universe, some turtles, and I missed out on all those. And I was sad. I went the next day. I went right early, hoping, fingers crossed. I contacted the seller. I said, "Hey, what do you still have?" And they had very little. They had a couple fun things that I bought. A 1989 Batman Joker makeup kit, which you and I joked about. that
Yeah.
at some point I should put the makeup on because it was
You
complete.
gotta do it. I'm sure it still
I'll probably
works.
get cancer from doing that,
Probably.
but okay.
It's like it's made of
It's got lead. I'll get
what's
lead
the
poisoning or something.
insulation they use for houses?
Asbestos.
It's like
Old-
asbestos in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, I go to that. They had that, and it wasn't vintage by any means, but they had the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sewer playset.
Oh.
I asked the person operating the yard sale. I said, "How much for
Proprietor.
this?" And they said $30, and I was like,
For a yard sale, it's a lot.
For a yard sale, I go. She's like,
Yeah.
"There's a bag with all the accessories," and I go, "Yeah, that's fine." I said, "I'm gonna sit on it. I'll come back." So I went to about 20 other yard sales in between, and then I told my son because he came with me. Yeah, I brought my 3-year-old son on a big old morning adventure.
Jesus, that's
Having
right.
a lot of
You
fun
vlogged
times.
all of it, right? You
I
vlogged
missed.
all of it.
Nope, I didn't because I had to watch the 3-year-old son. You know,
Sure, give him the camera.
Daddy's
Come on.
filming. God, look at the used toys. Stay off the road, damn it. But no, so I went back.
Is he driving? Stay off the road.
Well, some of these places you just drive up on the main street and there's no parking because they're in the driveway. So you're like,
Sure, yeah, no, I imagine, yeah.
you like turn in real quick. But I went back to the yard sale later on in the day as the last stop. I walked by and I grabbed a couple other things. I grabbed that bag of garbage because it had Star Wars premiums in it that I didn't have. And I said, I'll give you $20 for that play set. And she goes,
fair.
sold.
That's fair.
And I'm like,
There you go.
so we put it together eventually. That thing is massive, first of all.
Yeah.
I sent you a photo of it with my son playing with it.
Yeah.
That thing is huge. What an amazing set. I think it originally was like $100, but what an amazing fun set. There's so much to do in that turtle layer. It's not funny. There's a video game arcade in it.
Right.
That you switch it switches out and it can run like barrels of slime. And then there's like tubes, like slide tubes. Like sewer piping. And then
Like the original?
Yes. And then there's like a long like skate park, and then there's a workout bench. A lot of fun stuff.
Need that.
So I was very happy that I grabbed it, especially for that price.
Yeah, that's great. I wonder how low she would have gone. I give you a
Oh,
dollar.
right.
Fine.
Just give it to me. Yeah, I'll give you a
Taking up
buck.
a lot of space.
Yes.
Pay me
it
to
does.
get this out of here. You're not going to throw this in the trash.
Right? Excuse me. So that was my fun story about that play set.
Having a young child, or not so young, now 6 years old, but we've gone through the stages of like playing with his play sets, and it's like you got to be down on the ground. What it hurts my neck. Be flat on the ground but look up because it's like it's so low. What they need to do, like they do with these arcade cabinets that they sell the riser. They need to sell risers for the play sets so that it's at least a little higher, so you don't have to bend all the way down. Our old bodies can't handle it to play with our children.
My parents take all the play sets that they use with the kids when they're over there. They just put them on the table, dining room table, and they play there. Because other than that, it would be like you have to lay down. Like
You have to lay down. It's hard.
Well, that was that Transformer, and I mean I'm in fairly decent shape, but that Megatron, I was sitting on the floor with it, like hunched over, and I was down there for like a good 15 minutes, and then eventually my lower back was like spasming, and I'm like, God damn it!
This
Trying
is why
to get
I can't
back
do
up.
Lego. I don't have the proper space to do Lego because it's like you need a big open space, but then you got to be able to be really close to it.
Right.
I don't know, it's just it doesn't work for me. I'm too old for Lego at this point. So sorry about that.
It's all right. Some mom is gonna call you up and say like, "Oh, you're in the toy aisle. Get the hell out of there."
Oh my God, just stop.
Think
All
of
right,
my children.
One last thing I want to talk about this week because it's bad. Super 7, they make everything eventually. They are doing SpongeBob Ultimates 7-inch action figures. They announced a second series, or at least a new figure, and it is SpongeBob Skullhead.
Oh,
have you seen
fun.
this?
I haven't seen it, but I know who it is.
He's just the shape. Oh, you know the actual, like, the source material.
Yes.
So apparently I never watched SpongeBob. I feel like I need to watch it. He gets a splinter. So one of the alternate hands has a splinter, and then the second hand is this giant mass of pus. It looks like a candied apple almost. And apparently he dies from the infection. Is that the storyline?
Sure. I don't know the reference. I've just seen the.
Oh, you've
the
seen it.
meme
Okay.
And the image
So
on the online.
The sponge part of his body, like from his shirt up,
Yeah.
is a skull. It's just a
Skeletal,
skull.
yeah. Right.
And there's not like an alternate sponge you can put on there. This is all you're getting. You're getting the skull.
Okay.
And apparently people are not happy about this. I don't know if they're just upset that Super 7 like chose to do this figure as like an actual release instead of like another character, or if this is like offensive. I don't really know where the heat is coming from, but it's very specific. At least you got normal SpongeBob. Us Simpsons fans are still waiting on the normal Homer. What's going on there? So don't complain too much.
See how Maggie and Lisa perform before they start releasing the Homers.
How many
Sure.
we're supposed to? I thought something was coming out this year, Series 2, but now it looks like January. I would need that Krusty. At least give me that Krusty.
Get me that Krusty.
Give me that Krusty. All right, Bill. Anything else for this big week?
I mean, I could keep going, but it's...
All right, let's do another hour.
No. We're good.
Yeah. All right. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.